Shai Calvo lives in this small town in Maryland with his wife and 2 dogs. When he came home one summer night in 2008, he only planned on grabbing a quick bite. This part-time mayor had a community meeting to get to and never imagined what would happen next.
My mother-in-law was in the kitchen. She was cooking dinner, a tomato and artichoke pasta dish, and she looked out the big window onto the side yard and saw the SWAT team approaching. They pointed guns at her through the window, and the next thing I know, I hear the sound of an explosion, which is our door being blown open with a battering ram, followed by immediate gunfire.
The SWAT team shot and killed Calvo's 2 dogs before pinning his mother-in-law to the ground as police raided his home for suspected drug dealing.
They were at a point that they were in full military mode. It's command and control. It's not serve and protect.
The charges against the Calvos were later dropped, but the story had made the headlines. Many questioned the use of a SWAT team to carry out a search warrant, a sign of the growing militarization of U.S. law enforcement.
Right now, of towns between 25,000 and 50,000 people, 90% of them have a SWAT team. You can guarantee that every single one of those towns, every single one of those SWAT teams is militarized to some degree because there's so much surplus military gear around.
That surplus is recycled through the 1033 program, which distributes military equipment to law enforcement across the country. Some 8,000 local forces have benefited from the scheme, including police in Ferguson, Missouri, where the recent death of an unarmed black teenager shot by a police officer has brought the issue back into the spotlight. Several mass protests have rocked the city since, but it's the police response to the unrest that has made the rounds, prompting President Barack Obama to comment on the events.
There is never an excuse for violence against police or for those who would use this tragedy as a cover for vandalism or looting. There's also no excuse for police to use excessive force against peaceful protests.
Obama also appealed for calm during his address as protesters rally across the country in solidarity with the victim under the watchful eyes of the cops.